Hello everyone, welcome to the Commentator Ninja channel. My name is Mary, I'm the Commentator Ninja, and today we are going to begin our discussion about sports psychology. I have started a sports psychology program at Springfield College, and in my first semester I learned a lot of techniques and a lot of principles that are super translatable to ninja and super beneficial for a ninja athlete to understand. We've talked about some of these concepts with our kids at the gym, at Ultimate Obstacles. We have given them some exercises and some challenges to do, and we've actually found that a lot of them have benefited pretty significantly from some of these techniques, some of these concepts, and so I wanted to hop on here, of course, and share it with all of you in the ninja community so that you can hopefully become a better ninja athlete. So you might be wondering, okay, Mary, well, why is sports psychology important in ninja? You just work harder, right? You just push yourself. You just fall and get back up, right? Like why is it important to train your mind? Ninja's all about what your body is doing, right? Wrong. Okay, well, technically, you're not wrong in saying that it's mostly your body. I mean, to do an obstacle, you kind of have to use your body. But the long and short of it is, yes, we need to be training our minds for competition just as much as we are training our bodies. There have actually been a lot of studies that show a positive correlation between strong mental training and strong athletic performance. So we know that mental training is important for athletes, but why is it so particularly important in the sport of ninja? Reason number one, ninja is an individual sport. You are competing by yourself. Everyone is looking at you while you are out there doing your thing. That can cause a lot of nerves. Reason number two, ninja is a sport where you could pretty much compete all year round if you wanted. The World Championships are in the summer, and then the next season starts up in September. There's not really a lot of time for an off season. Ninjas train long hours, and they train a lot of different disciplines and a lot of different skills in order to be successful within the sport. You're spending a lot of time in the gym getting ready to go and compete. Number three, ninja is a sport that doesn't really have an established race or routine. There's skills that you can learn. You can learn how to do quad steps. You can learn how to do a lache. You can learn how to catch a certain ninja hold. But when you go to your competition day, you really truly don't know what to prepare for ahead of time. A lot of times when athletes go to competitions, their coaches will say things like, trust in your training. This is a great concept and certainly something that's applicable to ninja, which we're actually going to talk about a little bit later. However, it's not really a one-for-one. If you're looking at a completely new obstacle that you've never tried before, how are you supposed to trust your training? Reason number four, and probably my favorite reason, and also as an athlete, my least favorite reason, in ninja, failure is a lot more likely than success. We all know that we're going to fail a lot in ninja, and not just at the gym when we're trying to train things, but probably at competitions too. So you've got nerves, you've got high pressure, you've got the unknown, you have a really long season, you have a lot of failure. I only had 4 reasons. All of these things are a perfect recipe for an athlete to get pretty stressed out and maybe not perform at their optimal level when they are competing. That is why I want to talk to you all about some of the concepts that I learned in my program. So, lesson number one. The first concept that I'm going to share with you is a concept of self-efficacy. This is kind of a central concept that we are going to relate back to as we continue to talk about sports psychology and the various techniques that you can utilize as you are training and as you are competing. Self-efficacy is something that we want to raise up as high as we possibly can. So, what is self-efficacy? The definition of efficacy is the ability to achieve a desired outcome or result. Self-efficacy is your belief in yourself to achieve a desired outcome or result. So you might be sitting here thinking, okay, Mary, so you just mean confidence, right? Yes and no. Confidence is a pretty broad term. And when it's used in a sports psychology context, confidence generally is referring to your sport as a whole. If I were to come to you and say, you know what, I am a confident football player. This means that I am pretty confident that I can go to a football game and I can generally do well. As an aside, I have never played football in my entire life. Linebackers are kind of like moving obstacles. No, that's way too much push. But even if I'm confident in my ability to do the sport of ninja, that doesn't necessarily mean that I feel confident about individual obstacles. That's where self-efficacy comes in. Self-efficacy is related to a specific task within the sport Or when we're talking about this in the context of a competition, self-efficacy is your belief in yourself to be able to execute the individual obstacles. As we continue to talk about the different techniques and how they can build our self-efficacy, you're going to start to understand why it's so important. The higher an athlete's self-efficacy, the more likely their chance of success. So, if you can build your self-efficacy for all of the obstacles in a course, the more likely you are to clear the course. So there's 4 things that influence your self-efficacy about a particular task. The first thing that can influence your self-efficacy is what's called mastery experiences, or in more layman's terms, have you done the thing before? So if you're looking at quad steps and saying, how can I increase my self-efficacy about this obstacle? You're going to want to remember, hey, I did quad steps like this in practice and I did it successfully. You have now boosted your self-efficacy by remembering a mastery experience. The second thing that can influence your self-efficacy about quad steps or about any obstacle is vicarious experiences. A vicarious experience is watching someone who has a similar skill level to you and seeing them complete it successfully. We all like to watch our ninja friends going out and doing the course. This is actually a super great way to build your self-efficacy. How many times have you been at a competition and you've been nervous about an obstacle, but as soon as you see one of your teammates or one of your friends doing it and they make it look easy, you suddenly feel better about your ability to do it? That's vicarious experiences, increasing your self-efficacy about the particular obstacle. The third thing that can help increase your self-efficacy is called verbal persuasion. This is your coach or your parents or somebody you really trust coming alongside you and reminding you, hey, you can do this. Hey, you can get through quad steps. Hey, you are a great ninja. And the final thing that can influence our self-efficacy is physiological states. Physiological states take a little bit more work to control and a little bit more work to dial in and really make sure they're in the right spot to increase your self-efficacy. When I say physiological states, a physiological state means how does your body feel? Are you nervous? Are you tired? Did you eat enough food? Did you drink enough water? All of those different types of physiological states, whether that's how we have fueled, how we have slept, how nervous we are, is going to influence our self-efficacy. So there you go, self-efficacy in a nutshell. If you understand this concept, it not only lays the foundation for all of our future discussions of sports psychology principles that are really going to help you perform well at your competitions and even at practice, but just understanding this concept can already start to help you do better at competitions. You can use at least 3 out of the 4 things that influence self-efficacy to build yourself up to the point where you have a high amount of self-efficacy to do that obstacle. Remember the quad steps. If you're looking at quad steps and you're nervous about it, or any obstacle for that matter, remember things that are similar that you have done before. Watch a teammate who you know you have a pretty similar skill level to do the obstacle before you do. Ask your coach or a trusted family member to remind you that, yeah, you can do quad steps. And I know this is hard because Fortnite is great, but do try to get some sleep before you go to a competition. Eat well, drink a lot of water, and our next couple episodes are going to teach you how to do the all-important task of lowering your nerves when you get nervous at competitions. Thank you so much for tuning in today. This is Mary, the Commentator Ninja, signing off.